My name is David Welsh, and I'm about to show you some of the craziest behavior I've seen, but I don't want to be one-sided and unfair to this gentleman by the name of Owen Benjamin. I guess his real name is Smith. He changed his name to go to Hollywood for whatever motives he personally had, but I just wanted to, because there's this guy, Johnny Arcade, and he makes these videos. I cannot watch too many streamers, and I definitely can't watch some that are, I believe, descending into madness. But I do have to admit that I watch Johnny Arcade, which follows the madness, documents it, and has good reason to. The man had the FBI and the police, and I believe maybe it was his job, but he had his life interfered with because of YouTube nonsense. He sent this man, Owen Benjamin, penises that might have been weed, had marijuana, oil, like an edible. And I think that's where they got the poison part from. But his friends ate them. This guy Nimmer ate them. His backup comedian to him, his opening act, this guy that he made a comedy special for, produced, and had financial stakes in the man succeeding. And the man ate him and nothing happened, blah, blah, blah. But then, all of a sudden, he goes on his stream and says that Johnny Arcade, it's Johnny Arcade 2 now, because I think the Bears deleted his channel. I, myself, have 2 strikes now. So, it's not good. Anyway, I wanted to say that man had a reason. My reasons were a little different. All he did was tell me my mother had sex with black midgets, which seemed like a thing a comedian would say at the time. As time went on and I watched more Johnny Arcade clips, he would say weird things like the worst thing he could ever imagine is walking in and his wife sleeping with somebody from the NBA or a black guy, which in his case he does a lot of projecting. It makes you think that happened before he was with his girlfriend. There's been crazy stories. He said his wife escaped a gang rape, but her friend didn't. And just, it's all over the place. And the police didn't prosecute, even though they knew the men. All over the place. So in the beginning, there was this funny, I thought he was kind of entertaining. I think he reminded me of my, not crazy uncle, but my uncle. And he reminded me a little of that. And he didn't get into all the personal shit. He played music on a keyboard, and when you first start watching him, he was alright. That lasted for 3 weeks until one day he made a sketch called Leftist Fitness. And I wasn't really watching him every day, but this thing was just terrible, terrible comedy. It was like, you know how you got left-wing talking points? It was right-wing talking points with a sarcasm. And I told him, hey, that wasn't very funny in his live stream, and caused me to be the first one to get banned, along with another person he unbanned, and he also unbanned me that day. And then this was the beginning of what I like to call the end for him. I'll try to make this as quality as possible, but it is.
I'm putting George in. You freak out about a dog. My girlfriend loves a giant dog. Teeth on here, but doesn't clench his. That's like, have you ever seen? He's under a year. Oh my god! I'm just looking for the part where he apologizes to me.
Like hypersensitive, because it's been a big transition.
He freaked out, quit the stream, and then he brought his wife back on.
I told this guy that I didn't think his leftist fitness was funny, and he fucking lost his mind. Apologize to Liberty Bear. Amy apologized to Liberty Bear and apologized to David Walsh, Chicago Bear.
Oh. What happened to Chicago Bear?
He banned me. Yes. So she seems kind of concerned, like he told her to act concerned, or maybe she genuinely read the chats and, liked me and knew who I was. That's neither here nor there. He bans me.
Get it back in?
Yeah, I can get them all back in. Yeah,
the first
he knows
banning.
I would just use enough.
So that was the first banning. About a day later, this happens.
I love you guys, for real, much love. Spread the love, because good to each other. Yeah,
This is my old channel, by the way, down here.
Life is rewarding. And
Same name with God Bless Now.
Giant cock. Doubt it. I'm not a black midget. Like the guys that David Walsh, Chicago Bears mom, physically can't get enough of. What? Like right after she's done fucking one black midget, she's like thirsty. It's like you're thirsty in the desert. That's how she is. She's like more. Thirsty in the desert. She's got a cannon. Someone's just shooting black midgets at her, and her legs spread. She's just like, yes. It's the only thing that makes her happy. Way more than hearing from her son. She hears from her son. She's like, ugh. And she's like, I'm getting, I got some black midge. This guy really.
This is at the time. Now, at the time, I just took it as shit talk. But then he would just go on and on talking shit, and then he finally banned me.
Or whatever. But I guess, like, Owen Benjamin didn't appreciate it because he's like, here, I'll just play the audio. Apologize for it. David Walsh, Chicago Bear, don't feel sorry at all. I'm glad he's back. I took off his band.
Oh, this is after he took it off again.
He's a wicked ball buster and a dick in a funny way. So
he's still being normal.
What I said to him was fine. Liberty Bear seems like so like he called me a scumbag and shit. And this other guy's honorable. Walsh, Chicago Bear, and a few others. I'm from Chicago. Scumbags like me and
Just because you're a scumbag doesn't make me.
Fuck Dave Walsh, Chicago Bear, I guess. The ones that didn't, that are like more like the honor. Watch Owen Benjamin's videos, everybody. Liberty Bear, not just East Coast scumbags like me and David Walsh, Chicago Bear, and a few others. I'm from Chicago, but I'm not East Coast scumbag. I'll try and be more professional. Yeah. But here's something I really want to explain to you guys, and a few people don't do this anymore. Like, he's gonna do a little parody, like.
So basically, he actually says some more bullshit. So that was months ago, maybe even 8 months ago. Then it gets just dark. Like, this is a recent one. Oh, by the way, in between these videos Johnny Arcade made and now, his black opener became the most egregious stolen valor person ever, and he tried to cover it up. People got the papers. They were saying he had like 16 or 24 kills in Iraq or Afghanistan as a sniper and blah blah blah, and the guy was never nothing but a little creep, and he was saying weird creepy shit to people's wives, and that's who he surrounds himself. Then he obsessed about Joe Rogan to this day. Got on Alex Jones' show, something many of us would like to do and appreciate probably the opportunity. Nope, not him. He gets on and then blames Alex for something. Starts a whole cat fight. It's like cat fighty shit. Alex Jones is like, sorry you got daddy issues. Steven Crowder, same thing. They let him on the show. It's like, and then he admits his dad's gay and his dad spent $1 million or something on black prostitutes. Then he admits he jagged off with other men. Then he admits he was molested, and that's not his, that's not on him. But his parents had him around a transsexual piano teacher. I mean, your parents shouldn't have you around anybody whose sexuality may possibly interfere with the child's health and well-being growing up. I've talked to that guy, Larry, the tranny thing. He's given me. I've actually had conversations with him. Doesn't seem like a horrible person. I don't think he did anything to Owen besides teaching piano, and he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy. But still. You don't do that. But the dad's a flamboyant homosexual. He hid that. And now it's just getting crazy. So he's obviously had gay relations with men. And he feels so shameful he does weird shit like this.
Yesterday I made a gate. I didn't want to show it off.
Let me point out a couple of things.
This is Johnny Arcade now.
Broken gate on the ground. Amy built that, right? The one that's hanging isn't built correctly for a fucking gate. The one that's laying on the ground is. That's besides the point. Let's just play.
I know it's low quality.
No, as you can see there's the sodomite gate on the ground that I had beaten with an axe. I didn't like that gate at all. So I built one giant gate.
That must have been one funny-ass conversation you and Amy had the
We
other
could just
day,
go to
buddy.
Johnny Arcade's channel, watch. If we go to Johnny Arcade, I guarantee insanity.
Stay away from despair channels. They're popping up. There's a lot of channels right now.
This man has been very
It's
despair-driven.
You have fake memories.
This is Johnny Arcade. Sub him. Sub me if you could, please. My other channel. Okay.
The economy's about to tank.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Everyone can feel
You hear
it.
this?
And we never went to the moon. They lied. And it does not help your nation, and it does not help your future by committing to a lie because you sound ridiculous.
Okay, I'm going to stop that one because it's complete hypocrisy. I've never met a bigger hypocrite. I'll just go randomly through these and see it and show you guys. Now, if I did this, wore this Jew mask, which he does, I'd get strikes. But I only have 2 strikes on my channel, so it's still up the other one. I can't post. But I would have 3 strikes. It would be dumb. I mean, I would be banned so quick. Whatever this is, we'll see. We'll just pick one at random. Documenting the insanity is what Johnny does best.
People that have suffered from sexual abuse and stuff like that, where it's like sometimes they'll become very promiscuous because it's like, I'll fuck you before you rape me, you know? Right. And so it's almost like that with a lot of comics.
Listen to the voice.
Certain emotional things where it's like, dude, if you come at me, I will make sure I'm never invited in this club again. Yeah. It's almost that Kaiser Sose shit where it's like, I'll kill my family so you won't.
Yeah, nobody should think those thoughts. That one wasn't the best. Let's try to find some craziness here for you guys.
In a new advertisement, the National Rifle Association warns left-wing journalists that, quote, time is running out for them. Here it is.
To every lying member of the media, to every Hollywood phony, to the role model athletes.
Sorry, I didn't prepare, but I figured this would be very easy because Johnny Arcade has a very good channel. He gets to the point. Okay, he's this big right-wing guy. These are just so... His fans are all Trump fans.
And people's obsession with Donald Trump is because he's representing our own detachment from ourselves. He's just this absolute moron. Moron, guys.
But he loves him now. It's
Terrible
hypocrisy.
with public speech, or free speech. That's all I care. My major concern is, can someone be sued for a joke? Donald Trump would sue a comedian. No question. If he could make an executive order against comedy, you don't think he'd do that? You don't think he'd just start suing comedians? Like, how can any libertarian type person, and I know
You get the picture with that video.
At first I was kind of just trying to make baby boomers kill themselves by saying Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Alright, that's not that bad. That could be taken as a joke. There's 2 sides of every coin. The one was normal in the beginning, but it's absolute insanity, the obsession with Joe Rogan and other things. He thought he was going to get popular by riding the Trump wave. So he went from a left-wing crazy commie with a homosexual dad who had him a trainee piano teacher, lived in LA, changed his name to a more Jewish-sounding name, to now saying the N-word as much as possible and all that, you know. Says niggers, confirmed.
Hey Owen, explain this one, bitch.
Johnny's a good, funny guy.
There's a difference between a word and an intention. I don't use the word nigger. I never will. I'll say it, like in context like this. I won't say N-word. I think that just sounds really absurd. I just don't use it. I just don't use the word. It's rooted in hate. There's no separation with that word. If you call a black person a nigger, or you're like, look at that nigger, everyone knows what you mean. That's one of those words where the intention is so, it's so tied in with it. There's institutionalized slavery in this country for hundreds of years. Cunt isn't like that. It can be sexist. Nigger is racist. There's no way around it. Colored people, Negro, those are all gray areas. It depends on what generation you're from, where you live, who knows. Everyone knows what the fuck nigger means. You know it, and you don't have a right to say it unless you believe it, and you'll stand behind it and get, and just be that ignorant, cancerous person. If you are that, then go for it.
And he says it constantly now. I've never seen anything like this.
Friends will be tugging away.
I knew it. Oh, by the way, every time there's lightning or thunder, he says Ben Franklin is jagging off in the sky. I'm not even misquoting that in the slightest.
Ben Franklin was such a pervert that he used night in storms to try to get off.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Is
like
that what
whacked off
Owen
in a
did?
thunderstorm before. It was really, like, looking
Wait,
back.
one more time.
Thunder tugging.
It's all
That's
projection.
was such a pervert that he was night in the wind in storms trying to get off. Yeah, I mean, I've like whacked off in a thunderstorm before. It was really, like, looking back, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's when you're like, yeah, no, I was totally right. That's when you're like, oh,
So
you're insane.
every time it rained out, Owen would run outside and his mom would be like, "Oh, there he goes again to go jag off." Molested by a preach.
I'm with you. Whatever. She's corrupt. He's pointless.
He's a conservative.
Fuck it. We just can't have Trump. Like, but he can't possibly win. It's already decided. But that's the shit that, like, now people are just open about that. Now the government's just kind of like, that makes me exhale. If I'm on.
Like,
I have two.
every word is like a valley
I
girl.
don't want him to be.
Every other word is like a fucking valley girl.
If someone hates gay people, they suck dick. If someone says nigger, it means they feel insecure about their cock or their husband's cock.
This is the man who constantly says nigger and constantly calls everybody a sodomite. So is he constantly worried about his cock size and black people's cocks are bigger? I mentioned before his worst fear is an NBA player. He's really thinking about other men's dick size. And he says if you talk shit about gays, you're gay.
You are exactly the opposite of what you hate. It's all
Projection.
You are your underbelly. I go as far as I'd say all ambition comes from insecurity. I am only ambitious because I'm insecure.
Oh, really?
All of anything I've ever done, if you've ever seen me on television or in a movie, that came from trauma.
Really?
Truly secure people, you don't know they exist. You never hear from them because they're chilling. They're chilling. They just make enough money to get by and chill because they're comfortable in their own skin. I'm deeply flawed.
Deeply flawed man who pretends to be this fucking role model now, and he's hurting people. He told a girl that she should shut up or commit suicide or something because her parents were going through a divorce. He said Anthony Bourdain. He was happy he killed himself. And numerous other
The people that
things.
help me write this shit, you know? I'm not going to make someone pay $200
He steals everything from the chat. If this is the video I'm thinking of, it's ridiculous. Listen to this.
I'm not going to make someone pay $200 to meet me. What am I, a sodomite? And yeah, we're doing like a $200 meet and greet for before the show just to help pay for.
Look at this shit. This is insanity.
Let me write this shit, you know? I'm not going to make someone
The chat writes
pay
the
$200
jokes.
to meet me. What am I, a sodomite? And yeah, we're doing like a $200 meet and greet for before the show just to help pay for the tour.
Okay, Johnny, that was good work, my friend. Good editing. As you see, mine sucks.
Help me
I'm
write
not
this
even
shit,
editing.
You know?
I just
I'm not
flow.
going to make someone pay $200 to meet me. What am I, a sodomite? And yeah, we're doing like a $200 meet and greet for before the show just to help pay for the tour.
And he keeps on talking about alphas and betas. Either you're a man or you're not. I could just pick any one of these. How could you have this much?
Conservative if he's really conservative. I'm not conservative. I'm not a conservative. They're cucks. Owen is literally Jewish. Owen is literally not Jewish.
He always talks about how he was Jewish.
1/8 of my genetic line.
Oh, shut up. Now he's a farmer who owns an AR-15.
What's going on with these mass shootings? I mean, I think there's a deep underlying sickness in our society that no one wants to talk about, and so they want to just say guns. And should there be more gun control? Of course.
Of course. Of course, when you're lying through your teeth and saying anything, you aren't your own man. I've noticed this guy literally steal parts of stories that I've told him. I've seen him steal people's personalities. I've seen him see another man and think that man is acting what he would call alpha, but what I would call just like a good man, and try to incorporate that into his personality. This is scary crazy. And I think a lot of it might have to do with his childhood. And, you know, when a kid gets abused, you know, it's very hard for them. So I'm not trying to sit here and rag on the man. I'm just kind of giving Johnny Arcade his due when it comes to the work he's done. And it's just insanity to me. And I don't know where this guy's going. His eyes look crazy. I told him a bike story, and I told him about these black kids who stole my bike on 6th in California. Now, I know the song was written back in the day and he stole the song, but I'm telling you, I think he stole my whole story. It's on my channel. The time I got jumped by two kids.
I hold people to the words they say. Someone could say, yeah, well, Big Bear, you've said some pretty crazy stuff. A nigger did steal my bike. Someone stole my bike? Not 0 times was it a black guy. It was always white people. Because I lived in a town that was predominantly white.
It's just unreal. The man claims to be an alpha, claims to be straight, and it's all the opposite. He banned me. I was the first ban, and then he's banned thousands of people since. Now look at this, what he does.
You're so funny, man. I don't care what people say. You always bring a smile to my face. Hey, thanks, man. You just got banned for being passive-aggressive.
Wow.
Hey, man. I don't care what anyone says about you. In my book, you're funny.
Wow.
And
Does Owen Benjamin actually is the type of person also that would want to please everybody? You see why he says he contradicts himself. Owen, not everybody's going to like you in life. You should have learned that lesson. But you were raised up, homeschooled or something as a special little boy. Everybody hates and fucks with everybody. You're not a man until you can deal with that, Owen. You know how many people don't like me? I cannot do anything about it. I'm not going to ban them. I'm not going to fucking freak out. This is the guy who went... You know, Owen, if you hear this, you know your wife's family hates you. This man was kicked out of Christmas dinner for fighting over the moon not landing, not being real. His kids are going to have a hard time because he's got a she shed out back too. And he used to do his live streams, right? And the kids would look out the window naturally to see what daddy's doing, right? And it would piss him off, and he'd make Amy take him away from the windows. So he was probably so loud that the kids were hearing this crazy shit that she went and bought him a she shed, preferably the most soundproof one they can get, so the kids wouldn't repeat this crazy shit about Jews and so on.
millions of people's books, I'm funny. Hey, man, I don't care what anyone says about you. I think you're pretty cute. Fucking retard.
He complimented him.
People fall for that shit is mind-blowing, where they're like, hey, thanks, man. You see through the nonsense?
Okay, let me tell you who would act like that. Females. When they look at each other and they say, oh, nice shirt. And they go, oh, nice sweater. Are those like 3/4 quarter lengths, arm lengths or some shit? And the girl who's telling it is giving a backhanded compliment, while the girl who says it can pick up and sense that this girl's being a bitch. Men, I can speak for myself and a lot of other men, we do not, if somebody says, I don't care what anybody says, I know you're a good dude, Dave, to me, I'd be like, that's cool because you're probably a good dude and good dudes recognize good people, right? Not Owen Benjamin. That's a backhanded catty compliment, catty, whatever you call it. Female, like catty, high school girl behavior. That's how he hears things, through the ears of a high school female. One of the more cattier ones also, because some girls are cool and they just don't give a fuck about stupid shit people say. Let's just flip back and see if we can find any of the real insane ones. This one looks boring-ish. They're all fucking crazy. I'll just pick this one. And you guys get the point now.
How many people have actually used promo code Ben and bought some fucking sheets?
Sorry.
None. Nobody does that. That's one reason why I never took advertising, because it isn't honest. I used to make way more when I used to take advertisers.
Anyway, you get the point. I'm going to make a mini documentary about Owen, just like Porcelain did. An up-to-date one. Porcelain, check out his documentary. It explains all this crazy shit. But I've never in my life. But that's because we don't have people who are crazy recording themselves constantly. But I'll wrap it up at that. My channel now has 2 strikes. because of Bear video, the Bears and Owen Benjamin. I had to change my name from David Wells Chicago Whitehawk to David Wells Chicago Whitehawk. Now I'm using David Wells Chicago Whitehawk, God bless. It used to be David Wells Chicago Bear, right? I could not be affiliated, and therefore it had to end. But everybody, God bless, and I know these people have been through a lot. But really what I'm thinking and I'm seeing is, where is this going? The eyes are crazy. Hopefully it's all just an act to scam money. Just to scam money from people that are weak-minded or haven't caught on. But I don't see what is, what it is? I'll tell you this. Rogan had him on. A lot of people had him on. And Owen knew what to say. He was pro-Trump, pro-gun. He tapped into that Trump presidential victory. Had Hillary won, he would have stayed left-wing. He felt that the country had switched over to the right, and now he could be that right-wing guy. Because I think he was talking all that, Democratic, anti-gun shit when Obama was president. And previous to the election, because he thought Hillary would win, as we even saw in my little video. But this is a case study. It has been from the day I was banned. It was no longer. It used to be fun to go in the chat, fuck with him, talk shit to people in the chat, and mess around. After I was banned, it became a case study. Then it became boring because I was just like, this is so terrible that all these people believe these lies. And then I stumbled on Johnny Arcade, and Revenge of the Sis. Revenge of the Sis did a pretty good video where he was bug-eyed the other day, and I don't want to talk shit about any more people. I'm already kind of talking shit about Owen, but I'm giving him an out. He's just trying to be a chameleon comedian, but he's really looking insane, and I just hope that maybe the craziness is for show, and them kids don't suffer, because being somebody that had a childhood without a stable father, it affects me to this day, and I've only started to work through that. My father was not a homosexual, a flamboyant homosexual. I was not taught piano by a tranny or someone transitioning. I did not have. He calls his mother the father and his father the mother. Mom would play baseball and Dad would want to write puns and tell gay jokes. Because homosexuals a lot of times tell gay jokes. But everybody sub my channel. I'm trying to get a channel. I'm trying to do so many things. I got not kids on the way, but a child on the way, and more after. And it's a struggle, man. Everybody, God bless. I'll just end it at that. Shout out to all the people that are, you know who you are, and just go watch Johnny Arcade and sub him, man. It's really something. It's a sight to behold. All of us on Johnny Arcade's comments who I talked to, they're like, yeah, man, it's like a car crash. You cannot look away. You're watching a maniac. But that's it. Peace.